learned about Silver Hill as we were trying to get help for one of our loved ones who had some behavioral mental issues. And the first thing we went is through our insurance company, and they gave us a list of names of facility, that could treat this particular problem. And Sovereign, out of three or four other facilities, came to mind, and we just got on the phone, started calling around, and after we talked to the intake people at Sovereign Hills, we were just convinced that Sovereign Health would be the better choice for the family. Our loved one, age 18, just pretty much was hanging around with the wrong crowd and had a few really trauma events that occurred to him as an innocent, individual. And then he pretty much basically got two times in within a year close calls of actually losing his life. And at that point, we said that first of all, we need to take him out of this environment, period, because it was in a different state. And we said that this is a very intelligent, young man who was a great football player. And one of the events that happened to him was the getting hit, by a vehicle. And it actually damaged his hopes to be a future basketball player, because at this point now he has a metal rod in his hip that would, his dreams of being involved in sports were gone. So he took it in a negative way, that he started hanging around with the wrong people because he was so mentally hurt and disturbed by never being able to play basketball again. So we knew that there was still hope, and that we would take him into a different environment, to the state of California, where his aunt and family lives, to give him a whole different perspective on life, and to know that because of this trauma, that there still can be a positive effect, being that he was still very young, and that is what led us to seek help for him. As I indicated, as we talked with the different intake people at different facilities, what really, really struck in our mind to choose Sovereign over any of the other facilities is because their flexibility in the insurance. They totally accepted, the insurance that we had, versus the other facilities was pretty much everything was out of pocket. So we just totally admired the flexibility that Sovereign had. We admired the beauty, the area, and just even the representatives who spoke with us, caring, and was there to assist us every step of the way. One of the things, as I indicated, we did read the website. We loved the virtual tour, that Sovereign had, and they indicated it was a dual treatment for drug, alcohol, and for behavior. So when we saw that this was a dual with behavior, that really attracted us. And then when we actually got the opportunity to go on this grand tour, it just sold us to the point of being educated totally about the program, and the behavior treatment for our loved one was totally, it just met every need that we had. And it was amazing how the facilities ran, that they would have the facility for the dual, and then they had the facility for the behavior. And then our loved one was able to go outside of the facility to a regular home environment with other individuals who may have had, the same problems, and just to see that he was not alone in a mental state. So the expectations were met based on everything that we read about, was educated about, and they actually met those needs. Well, it meant a lot. We are very positive family members, and when we see a negative, which this was totally a negative situation, but we know that there's always a positive that could be the outcome, and that there are people and professionals who are out there to assist. So although it was a rough start, because of course he didn't feel that he had a problem, so it was pretty, stressful for us to have him realize that he did need help, and that there were professionals, doctors and therapists who were out there to help him. That was why we, as a family member, just took a negative, made it positive, and Sovereign Health is the one who helped us achieve that goal. Oh, that was wonderful. It was amazing that the flexibility that Sovereign Health had, because Richard, as I indicated, didn't feel he had the problem, so we almost had to twist his arm to get him there. And once he was there, normally I believe it was a 2 to 3 week totally stay that he had to meet before he could get involved in a lot of the different activities, the family activities. But with Sovereign Health, they were very flexible on our needs by giving us the opportunity as a family to go to the family activity a little sooner than anticipated, and we were very grateful for that. His father flew out from Chicago, was able to be there with the family activities, and it was the most educational experience that we could have ever achieved. I learned something, being with different other family members who are experiencing issues. So the speakers, I believe, that came from in the National Alliance on Mental Health, they were there. We were educated on their program. We were educated on just the group setting, seeing how other family members who had people of their loved ones in the same situation, and getting to network with those people, that made our day. In fact, I'm still sharing how that family activities helped us so much and helped our loved ones so much, to see how him and his father was able to talk eye to eye and just to express things that was bottled up inside of them. And the staff member, the therapists, were totally outstanding on how everything was just so organized to have that time of sharing and healing. So it was beautiful. Well, that was one of the things that I would be remiss if I didn't say about how the food and how you guys just fed us with so much of a feast, and that was very appreciative. We really appreciated that. And as far as moving forward, we understand that there are therapists in his state that could help him continue his progress. So it was amazing how when we talked to one of the health therapists, they immediately shared with us therapists in his area that he can move forward, that it's not, this is a healing process. It doesn't end in 30 days, it doesn't end in 45 days. It's really a lifelong process, and Sovereign was able to give us the resources for him to continue his growth in his physical therapy and mental therapy. It was very beneficial. We're looking at him today. I got an opportunity to see him 45 days after he was in the program, and it's just amazing. Like, from night to day, he has acknowledged that he did have a problem. He commented that without the behavior therapy that he received, he would still be in that force mentality, not realizing the problem that he did have. So it has made him a better individual. He's seeking and the continued growth through the therapist in Chicago. So we just feel that without this, we just would not have been able to move forward in a positive way. So we're very grateful. Well, I really appreciated first of all, the grand tour that they gave us, the educational awareness that they gave us, the process of even having the family members that go to a facility for treatment and then take them to a residential home in a group setting to network and interact with young adults or people who have the same problems. That in itself is a mental healing process. So we got the opportunity to be in San Clemente to see the City of San Clemente to see the homes that our loved one was staying at, and we were just totally impressed. And even feeding them, 3 times a day, taking them shopping, taking them to the beach. Those are experiences that I would encourage anyone who may be going through a problem with their loved one to seek help. It's okay. As I had indicated, it's just the awareness that he at first didn't realize he had a problem, but with the seeking of seeing other individuals who had problems, and even though his problem may not have been the same, and that was the reason why he didn't think he had a problem, because he felt that it was just for people who had really strong mental problems, and they were not really aware of if they were coming or going. But his was more of a trauma problem, where he was traumatized in different ways that actually 2 times could have killed him. So we now see that he is so positive, even sharing with other friends and family that without this help, that he would still be in a state of mind that would have been a negative mode. So we're very happy. Oh, I would definitely, share that Sovereign Health not only could meet the needs of someone who feel that they didn't have a problem. I mean, it's really pretty hard to deal with people that feel that they don't have a problem. And in Sovereign Health, what they did for this individual is just let him see that there are ways that the health therapist could assist him in being more the awareness part of what he may felt that he didn't have. But towards the end of the program, they brought it to the realization that yes, although you may not have had a mental state that you felt would have needed you to come to get help, but you had a trauma that mentally made you very unstable in your walk. And we just encourage anyone, not only through a mental behavior issue, but with drugs, with anything that may affect their life, to check out Sovereign Health. And the staff members were amazing. It's hard to find staff members who actually would meet you, who would treat you as a family member because of the care that they see that the families are going through. It's a very tough, a very hard life to have an individual who may be seeking this kind of help, but to have the staff members there who walked you through it, who shared and know about how it would feel to have this type of thing, is one of the things that we would ask and tell anyone who's seeking it. You will be part of a family of Sovereign Health.